What is the biggest lie in AI right now? What is the myth that most of us have fallen for? This is Technology for Humans. So what is the biggest lie in AI right now? There are many things that we do know. There are deep fakes. There's people who use AI for their talking and their written text. That's obvious. The biggest lie in AI right now is that it does not replace expertise. And there is a thought or even a movement to say that AI is replacing people in the workforce, that people are losing their jobs because of AI, that AI will soon replace all of us, and that is not the case. AI is a tool that is used alongside what we do, but it does not replace your expertise. It does not replace your wisdom. It does not replace your years of experience. And in fact, the idea that it does is a lie. And it's pushed by people who perhaps don't want AI to be successful. And I can think of a few examples here, but let me give you one, which is probably quite obvious. AI is used in the field of medical diagnosis. And let's say a doctor uses an AI tool to look at an X-ray image of someone's lungs, as an example. The AI tool might bring to the doctor's attention a particular spot that it notices, and having based its understanding on examples in the past, might suggest that as a area for the doctor to review. Or the doctor might look at that and go, actually, no, that's an artifact on the X-ray, or I know what that is, or that's something that requires further investigation and would maybe a biopsy, I don't know. If I was, however, to feed that image into an AI tool, and it produced it and said, hey, here's something you need to look into, I would instantly think, oh, there's a disease there. I'm in trouble, end of the world. So you see the difference in expertise and wisdom and intelligence in that specific area. Using exactly the same tool would produce a very, very different result. And let me bring this to a subject that I know very well, and that is, of course, software development. In software development, I can, if I was an inexperienced developer, a vibe coder, I could pick up an AI tool, Claude, Codex, something like that, and produce, let's say, a game in a day, less than a day, maybe a few hours. And that game would possibly be quite playable and could possibly be quite enjoyable. However, if I was to then say, okay, let's make sure that this game is 100% secure, that it's not leaking any credentials. I want to log in so that I can save all of my scores over time. Is that secure? Is that going to be encrypted? How do I release this game for everybody to play? How do I get this into a browser? How do I get it onto a server? How do I make sure that that the repository is safe? How do I make sure that there's version control even happening? All of these things. How do I remove lag in the game because after a number of people playing it at the same time, there's a lag in it? All of these things in the hands of someone who doesn't know what they're doing can be a problem. Now, in the hands of an experienced developer, these are all easy things, and yes, they can be prompted for. Yes, we can say to the AI tool, ensure this is secure. Help me to push this to Git. Help me to get this onto a server, and various things like that. But I would have to know to ask. I would have to know what those words even were in order to ask them. So you see, we're not replacing expertise there. We're augmenting the existing developer. We're allowing him to, or them to, produce a higher quality of code and a higher speed of code and probably better result in the end. So we're not solving all of our problems using the AI tool. We are solving some of our problems for sure. The requirement is that we ask the right questions, and those questions require expertise. Those questions require our understanding. The danger is not that AI is useless. It very definitely is not, and very definitely is a tool that we need to be using. The danger is thinking that AI can produce something that it cannot, or not even knowing that it can't produce that thing. You see, AI amplifies what we do. It can amplify good judgment. If we know what we're doing with the tools, it can make that so much better. But likewise, it can do that bad judgment. If I tell it to do the wrong thing, it will augment that as well. So the opportunity that we have right now with AI is not to replace expertise. It's to pair the AI with expertise, and that's where the gain is.